Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. In the next 1 year, 5 states are going to polls. Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Manipur and Goa. 5 states are going to polls. Now, ABP-CVoter opinion polls have got some interesting predictions about what is going to happen to Bharatiya Janata Party in these polls, what is going to happen to Congress in these polls, and what pivotal role would ABP be playing in these polls. Let's get right into the show. Let's find out. Now, before I get into talking to you about the opinion polls, the ABP-CVoter's opinion poll, let me tell you, this is ABP-CVoter's opinion poll. HW News Network has nothing to do with it, for starters. That's one. Secondly, let me tell you something about opinion polls. Let me tell you something about any survey or research. You see, a survey or research may not necessarily give you the exact figures or the exact scenario. It is not necessary that a survey or a research would give you that. But what a survey or a research does give is a direction. Is a direction in which the polls are going, or the brand is going, or whatever. It gives you a direction. But it is not the final figures, number one. Number two is, a lot of times surveys could go wrong. And most importantly, as a marketeer, let me tell you, a lot of time we use survey to ensure that we do our course correction. So possibly, for all you know, this survey can be used by different political parties to do their course correction. So this is what I wanted to tell you. That's number one. Now, number two, to just prove my point, you see, ABP-CVoters had done an opinion poll survey even for the West Bengal elections. And in West Bengal elections, they had predicted that TMC would get around 160 seats, which means that they would win the West Bengal elections. 160 out of 294 seats. They would win the West Bengal elections, but TMC got much more than 160. They got 213. They had predicted 112 seats for Bharatiya Janata Party, but Bharatiya Janata Party only got 77. So the direction somewhere was right, but the final result was different. So this is how you should take the polls, and this is how you should take this particular poll too. Also, I repeat myself that this particular poll that I'm going to talk to you about is not done by HW News Network. It's an ABP-CVoter's poll. So that's that. Okay, now let's start with the polls, and after every state, let's give analysis of what the polls, according to me, says. Okay, so that's the way we like to go. So let's go. Let's go with Punjab. Punjab, the total number of seats in Punjab is 117. In 2017, Congress got 80 out of those 117 seats, and Congress was ruling Punjab. AAP got 16 out of the 117 seats. Shiromani Akali Dal got 14 out of the 117 seats. BJP got 2. Lok Insaf Party got 2, and there are 3 vacant seats in Punjab. So that's how the 117 seats. Now, the prediction says Congress is not going to get anything more than 38 to 46 seats. So they will almost come down by half. 80 is what they had before. Now, the prediction is 38 to 46 seats. AAP, they predict, would get around 51 to 57 seats, which means the AAP that got 16 seats would almost triple their seats to 51 to 57 seats. Shiromani Akali Dal, anything between 16 to 24 seats, and that's the way the prediction goes. So, somewhere down the line, this time around, the prediction says it's possibly going to be a hung parliament. Now, 28% is what 28% vote share is what the prediction says that Congress will get this time around, which is 10% lesser than what they got earlier on. And AAP, they predict 35.1%, which is 12% more than what they got last time. Last time they got around 23%. This time they're saying 35.1%. So that's how it looks. Now, the thing is, one interesting factor is 21.6% of people in Punjab wants Arvind Kejriwal the CM of Delhi, to be the CM of Punjab. 21.6%. 18.8% want Sukhbir Singh Badal. 17.9% want Captain Amrinder Singh, and the AAP's candidate, the possible Chief Minister candidate, Bhagwant Singh Mann, they say, is 16%. So 16% of people, only 16% of people wants Bhagwant Singh Mann as their Chief Minister. So more people wants, the maximum number of people wants Arvind Kejriwal to come in and become the Chief Minister of Punjab. This is what Punjab wishes. Okay. Now let's go to the analysis. The entire confusion, and possibly one of the reasons why Congress is predicted to do so badly, is because the confusion that was created between Sidhu and Captain Amrinder Singh. This is one of the reasons that I would say that Congress is not doing as good as what it should have done. The fact is, he became the president of Congress party in Punjab, and other than trying to work for the Congress party, make it come back to power in this particular election, he tried to bicker with the Chief Minister of Punjab and the Captain Amrinder Singh, whether right, whether wrong, whether he is right, whether he is wrong, or he was right in bickering, wrong and bickering. That's not the question tonight. Tonight the question is that the president of a party worked against a party so that the party is in the shape where that party may not come back to power. This is the story. And if Congress loses Punjab, definitely the reason for that loss is Navjot Singh Sidhu. And it is not just the entire party can put the blame on Navjot Singh Sidhu or Captain Amrinder Singh. I think this blame should squarely go in Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi's doorsteps, because they were the people who promoted, instigated and even supported Sidhu to create this kind of infighting in the party. This is my view. So let's go next. And next is Uttarakhand. Now in Uttarakhand, there are 70 seats. If you go to the 2017 assembly results, Bharatiya Janata Party got 56 out of those 70 seats. Congress got 10, Independent got 2, and 2 seats are vacant in Uttarakhand. Now, the prediction says, they say BJP would be doing 44 to 48 seats, which means that BJP would definitely be forming the government according to the prediction. Congress will be actually increasing their seats from 10 to 19 to 23. And AAP, another entry, is predicted to get 2 seats. Currently, the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is Pushkar Singh Dhami. Now, there is one thing very interesting in Uttarakhand. See, Uttarakhand, the relevant, more than local leaders, the national leaders seems to be more relevant in the Uttarakhand fight. I'll tell you why. 46.5% of people, according to ABP-CVoters, are voting for Bharatiya Janata Party because of Narendra Modi. Not because of Pushkar Singh Dhami, who is the BJP Chief Minister. Not because of him, Narendra Modi. 14.6% of people are voting for AAP, not because of their local leaders, because of Arvind Kejriwal. And 10.4% of people are voting for Congress because of Rahul Gandhi, not because of their local leaders. So, national leaders seem to be very relevant as far as Uttarakhand is concerned. This is a very interesting phenomena. Now, if I were to advise Rahul Gandhi here, my unsolicited advice to him would be to go, and even to AAP for that matter of fact, to go and campaign more in Uttarakhand. Because Uttarakhand would be a place where people like Arvind Kejriwal and people like Rahul Gandhi could make a difference in terms of garnering vote. As far as Narendra Modi is concerned, he is anyway one of the most popular people in the fray. So he is leading the popularity chart by miles. So he is already there. This could probably be a strategy for the other two contenders, that is Arvind Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi, to have more meetings, more rallies, more public meetings in Uttarakhand. Maybe that will change the numbers. Maybe there could be some change in the numbers. So that's as far as Uttarakhand is concerned. Now let's go to the big story, and that is of Uttar Pradesh. Total number of seats in Uttar Pradesh, 403. Let's talk about 2017 scenario. 2017 scenario, out of the 403 seats, Bharatiya Janata Party had 312 seats, Samajwadi Party had 47 seats, Bahujan Samaj Party had 19 seats, Congress 7, RLD 1, Apna Dal 9 and others 8. This time around, the prediction is that Bharatiya Janata Party would get anything between 259 to 261, which is lesser than last time, but still easily able to form the government. Samajwadi Party would get anything between 109 to 117, which is more than obviously what Samajwadi Party got, but may not be able to form the government. Bahujan Samaj Party 12 to 16 votes and Congress 3 to 7 votes. So more or less what they got before, they would retain the same number of seats. Now let me come to some interesting factors of Uttar Pradesh elections. You see, 44% of people in Uttar Pradesh are satisfied with Yogi's work. 44% of people. But 55% of people are not, which means 18% of people are less satisfied, 37% of people are not satisfied, and can't say don't know 1%. So there is a huge audience who are either less satisfied or not satisfied with Yogi's work. Now let us come to the opposition. 40% of the people are satisfied with the way opposition has behaved in the last 5 years. 20% are less satisfied, 34% are dissatisfied, and 6% says don't know, can't say. So 54% of people are not satisfied with the way the opposition has been functioning in the last 5 years. Now it is very clear. If Yogi wins Uttar Pradesh, more than Yogi's merit, it would be the fact that Akhilesh could not be a Mamata Banerjee. Akhilesh Yadav could not fight like a Mamata Banerjee. Akhilesh didn't have the grit, the will and the presence on ground like a Mamata Banerjee. So one of the reasons why Yogi, if he comes back, one of the reasons of that is Akhilesh not doing as much as he should have done to fight this election. So this is what as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Now let us go to Goa. Goa again, Bharatiya Janata Party seems to be doing well. Let's talk about Goa 2017. 2017, Congress had 17 seats, Bharatiya Janata Party had 13 seats. The Maharashtra Gomantak Party had 3 seats. The Goa Forward Party had 3 seats, Independent 3 and NCP 1. Total number of seats in Goa are 40. This time around, Bharatiya Janata Party seems to be doing better. According to the prediction, Bharatiya Janata Party would be doing around 22 to 26 seats. AAP again has come in and AAP would be doing around 4 to 8 seats according to the prediction of ABP, and Congress would be doing really bad if this comes through, because Congress is said to be doing anything between 3 to 7 seats. So that's what the prediction is. You know, one thing that comes through very clearly is the people in Goa, according to the opinion poll, the people in Goa would prefer any person as Chief Minister from AAP than a Ravi Naik, who is just getting 4.5% from Congress, then a Digambar Kamath, who is getting 4.5% from Congress, then a Luzinho Falerio, who is also getting 3.7%. So all the Congress Chief Minister candidates put together score lesser than the candidate of AAP. And of course, the number one candidate still remains the CM Pramod Sawant, who is still seeming to be most popular CM candidate in Goa. This is what the way Goa looks. Now, what I understand from some of my sources in Goa is that Congress is planning to put up a fight in Goa. Congress doing a lot of on-ground activity, a lot of on-ground promotion, a lot of on-ground strategy to come to power in Goa. Let us see what happens. As on now, this is what the people feel in Goa about the 2022 elections. Now let's come to Manipur, which is the last state in the 5-state list. Manipur total number of seats 60, and let's see, 2017 Congress had 28 out of those 60 seats, Bharatiya Janata Party 21. The Naga People's Party 4, Independent 1, the TMC, Trinamool Congress 4 and Naga People Front 4. This was how the numbers went in 2017. Now, the prediction says BJP would get 32 to 36 seats, which will be more than what they got last time. Congress would get anything between 18 to 22 seats, which is lesser than they got last time. And the National People's Front would get anything between 2 to 6 seats. This is broadly what the research says. And N. Biren Singh, who is currently the BJP Chief Minister, seems to be doing very, very well. Now, if you remember, the government is basically N. Biren Singh of BJP plus Naga People's Party plus Naga People's Front. This is what the combination there is. And currently, it seems that combination, that front has worked and Biren Singh has done a good job. So people do want to see him again as the Chief Minister. This is the prediction. Like I said, this is purely the direction. It is not casted in stone, so nothing is concrete. Things could change. It is too early also. Things could change. But definitely the direction is seen. Somewhere down the line, taking these directions into consideration, I think parties like Congress, parties like AAP and even Bharatiya Janata Party should be formulating their strategy. One of the things that comes through very clearly is that all is not good for Congress in Punjab. And one of the reasons for that is Congress themselves, like I said before. Entertaining in coteries, entertaining relationship over efficiency, these are things that has harmed Congress for the last 70 years and it continues to harm Congress. Congress hasn't seemed to have learned their lessons. This is as far as Congress is concerned. As far as Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, Uttar Pradesh, number-wise, it may look good. But Uttar Pradesh will not be a sweep for Bharatiya Janata Party, at least by what one sees here. Because the number of people who are not satisfied and the number of people who are satisfied, the number of people who are not satisfied with the current government is more. Now, it all depends on how the opposition plays it. It all depends how Akhilesh plays it, because Akhilesh seems to be the one single face that's going to compete with Bharatiya Janata Party like Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee did a fabulous job. Can Akhilesh match that? And if Akhilesh matches it, he still has time, because his campaign was supposed to start in September. One doesn't know when. One doesn't know even if it is going to be effective either. But if it starts in September and he does a good job, maybe he can change things. So this is as far as BJP is concerned. And AAP looks good. AAP can actually extend its tentacle from Delhi, especially in Punjab. Looks very positive in Punjab. So AAP and Arvind Kejriwal needs to do a lot of rallying, needs to do a lot of campaigning, especially in Punjab, even Uttarakhand, because even Uttarakhand, Kejriwal has more popularity than Rahul Gandhi. So these are two states that he may be wanting to focus on. These are two states, and of course Goa. So 3 states, these are the 3 states maybe Kejriwal would want to focus on. Kejriwal would want to put more effort and more time. But one thing about AAP is very Kejriwal-centric. Like we saw in Punjab, Bhagwant Singh Mann stands nowhere. Kejriwal is possibly the most favored chief minister, favored candidate as chief minister in Punjab. So it's a very Kejriwal-centric party. So Kejriwal will have to do a lot of work. Maybe also think of creating local leaders. That will be something that Kejriwal would want to seriously give thought to. So that's what I think this research says. And that's from my end. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.